Hey guys, Sam from Manfa Makes and
Moose Mike.
so welcome back to all our returners and hi to any newbies. It is so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while, and if you like what you see, give us a thumbie. They are free, so you will be seeing this on Friday, and every Friday here at Manfa Makes we do a crochet catch up. He's trying not to yawn already, and we're only 30 seconds in. I literally said before I clicked on, don't sit there yawning the whole time. 30 seconds. Alrighty then. Anyway, we do crochet catch up, which is where we fill you in on all the crochet that has been done in the last week. So, as usual, I am going to start because I have quite a bit more to show, but that is because I have had a little bit more crochet time. Mike never does. Anyway, so where am I going to start? Let's start with this one, because this one has a little bit of a story. I'll try and keep it short. Some of you may know, if you have been here, that I am testing a pattern for my wonderful YouTube friend here, Obsessive Crochet Lady Amanda. She is awaiting testers to give her our feedback, and then she will be releasing a blanket pattern. Now, if you are not familiar with Amanda, I will link her YouTube channel down below, so go and do the usual things over there, guys. Chuck yarn in her window, which means subscribe, watch a video from beginning to end, like, comment, all those wonderful free things. But also, I will link her Ravelry link. At the moment, she has just one pattern in there, and it's for a shawl. Mike and I have both made that shawl. It is called the Feeling Fancy, and for just $6 you can get your hands on a copy. So I will leave that there, because when this pattern is tested and released, that will be where you can find this one as well. Now, this blanket pattern is called Spin Me Round the Granny, and Mike has actually done the first few rows of it as well, but he didn't bring it to the table. Are you not wanting to show that one?
I think I've frogged it.
Oh, okay, so he won't be showing that one.
But 2 seconds.
He'll go and check. But this one does have a story, because not only is it a test pattern, which I cannot give you the pattern for just yet, I massively underestimated how much yarn I was going to need. And behind the camera, he just did the biggest yawn ever to get it out of his system. I massively underestimated how much yarn I was going to need, and because I am a super tight crocheter, I possibly should have gone up a hook size or two, and I would be much further through it than I am already. Amanda has managed to get hers to size by doing 35 rows. That ain't going to happen for Amanda, for Manfa. Oh my goodness. Because I have done 29 rounds, and I haven't hit 30 inches yet. She wants it to be a 40-inch square, perfect for Boggy Creek Camp. So if I'm not even at 30 inches on row 29, I'm going to have to do many more rows than what Panda says that you need to, because I didn't gauge and I didn't swatch and I thought I knew better, but I didn't. And that's okay. I messed up. And I underestimated how much yarn I needed. So I've run out of yarn. But everything is a-okay on that score, because I have a box of it waiting out there on the stairs for me to do a yarn haul here on the channel, which hopefully you will get to see tomorrow, guys. So if you want to see some yarn porn, come here tomorrow and I will show you some. But here is my Spin Me Round the Granny so far. I am, like I said, no, wrong way. Left is right. There we go. I am waiting to unbox that yarn and film unboxing that yarn before I can get the next skein in and working. Now, you can see that last time I was at this dark blue stitch marker here. So I have done about another 7 rows this week. And don't take my specifications for this as what you need to do, guys, because like I've just explained, super tight tension, wrong hook size, ran out of yarn, Manfa's messed it up royally. But it's not Panda and her pattern, it's Manfa and her not thinking things through and just jumping in without thinking about it. But there you go. So Spin Me Round the Granny. It has some gorgeous texture in this, guys. So cool. and I am using the Elements Panoramic DK in the colour Prism from the Knitting Network, which you will see in tomorrow's yarn haul. And I am using my 5mm dots hooks, but I am still in the process of. Now, I also spoke to Panda and I said, would you like Mike to attempt your pattern, because he is fairly new at reading patterns on his own without me walking him through it. So I gave him the pattern and said, see if you can figure this out, let me know how you get on. There were a couple of teething problems, and to be fair, he was rushing. He was trying to cook dinner and I was on a call to people, and it was all just a little bit hectic, and he did super well, but there were a couple of bits that he didn't pick up on, which I have now walked him through, so now he understands where his error was. And hopefully I can persuade him to do another few rounds just to see if he gets the repeat of how you keep building and going around. But that is up to Mike whether he does it or not. He has done the first 5 rows, which is what Panda wanted testing. And I'll let him tell you more about that.
You can't really see it because the camera blows it out because of the colour, but
you can see those ridges though.
You can see those ridges.
They are very texturous. And it is a very bright red.
It is a proper bright red.
It's a smack you in the face red.
There's those ridges.
It's looking orange on camera. It's not. It is red.
But that is the first 5 rows.
Yeah.
It's an enjoyable pattern, to be fair.
Yeah. The major tip that I imparted on Mike was, when you read a pattern, take it from grammar point to grammar point. So do the first bit and stop at the comma. Do the next bit, stop at the comma. And so on until you get through that round. Mike read it all the way through and was powering his way through it, but there were a couple of points that you had missed because he had skipped a point between commas, which is a common mistake when you first start reading patterns. And obviously everyone writes patterns in a slightly different way. Mike will also give Panda his feedback as well, but Mike did say that it could be a potential make in the future, but right now he is still sticking with his hugs. But if he ever gets bored, he might pick it up and do a blanket one day if he feels like it. But now that he's dabbled in mosaic, if you haven't seen that, that's Tile of the Week Thursday. That was yesterday's video. So we've both done Tile of the Week as well, guys. We don't show it again on a Friday. If you want to see that, head on back to yesterday's video. Mike explains his first dabbling with mosaic. And I think this is a potential in the future. Mosaic may be a potential in the future. Mike's horizons are expanding. Lots of doors are opening up. It's very exciting. And a couple of you have written in the comments that he's leveled up. And because he used to be a gamer, I think he quite liked that. So thank you for telling him that. That, you know, made him smile. But let's not give him too much of a big head. He's doing really well. And he is leveling up. But he does have a tendency to run before he can walk. So, baby steps. But honestly, he's doing really well. And I think that's all we need to say about Panda's pattern at the moment, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Yeah, so he might chuck a few more rows on just to see if he can do it now that I've given him hints of reading the pattern clearer. Just to see if he can add a couple more rows on. And it won't take him long. I'm practically going to insist on it when we're off camera, but we'll see. He knows. He knew that already. And as soon as it is released, I will come on and say in a video, go and grab it. It's released. It's fun. It is mindless. You just have to be careful where you place in certain stitches, and you need to know how to extend that row on as you go around. But other than that, guys, it is the same principle as a traditional granny. It's just one of the 3 of the clusters is slightly different. That's all I'm going to say. Can't say any more. It's not my pattern. But it is a lovely one. And when it is released, I will be coming on and encouraging you to go and get it. So there we go. That will be a Boggy Creek Camp blanket. If you don't know about Boggy Creek Camp, you need to go and check out Nancy at She's Got Yarn Too. That is her baby. Or Lynette from Charm Grammy Crochet. Or Billy Crafty Floridian. They are doing it all together. Big blanket drive, 35 to 40 inches wide, 40 to 50 inches long. Send them to Nancy at She's Got Yarn 2 in Florida, and her and Nanette will hand deliver all the blankets donated at the beginning of next year. That is a very brief summary, but I have talked about that initiative quite a lot on this channel, and if you did need some more details, then maybe head back to my community spirit video on Monday. That will give you, was it Monday or was it Tuesday? It was one of those days, guys. And that will give you all the information you need, or go to the folks that I'm sending you to and they will tell you. But yes, so Boggy Creek blanket in the works. I just need to open my box of yarn and get going on it again. Okay, you may also have seen a Happy Mail video recently where I received more of the yarn I needed, because again I ran out. That I am doing the 2-Colour Granny by Olga Poltava. I will link Olga's YouTube channel and I will link her pattern. It is a paid for pattern, but it is well worth every single penny. I am obsessed. I am addicted. In fact, I spent all of my pyjama day with Mike on Tuesday solely working on this bad boy because I love it so much. And actually, last week's Crochet Catch Up, Olga actually commented herself. I was so excited. So if Olga's watching this one, hi, thanks for commenting. Love your pattern. And it's not just this one that Olga's got, guys. She has got pages of beautiful patterns. So if you're not keen on this one, if this isn't your cup of tea or you don't like making blankets, go and check out the other stuff on there. There's wraps, there's tops, there's scarves. You name it, that lady's probably got a pattern for it.
I did one.
And they look so intricate and complicated and intimidating, but they really, really are not, guys. Honestly, trust me when I say Olga's patterns are the bomb. Go and check them out. So I'll leave those links down below, and I will show you the progress I have made. I've finished the second cake of the spun colours, which is the coloured bits in this pattern. Excuse me. So I need to add the third cake on in a little bit. I've already used 2 of these that I was gifted, that I had run out of. I was gifted 9. I've already put 2 in. So we are steaming ahead on this one, guys. And it is a super heavy blanket, but it is... oh, it's just gorgeous. Oh, and Yarny Fairy Godmother liked this so much, what I was doing with the yarn she gifted me. She kept some of it for herself, and she's making a matching one. We're going to be blanket twins. I'm going to have a memento of Yarny Fairy Godmother, and she's going to have a memento of me, because it was my, like, putting the colours together and putting it into this amazing pattern by Olga. I inspired my Yarny Fairy Godmother. How cool is that? Where's my stitch marker? There he is. So, ooh. As you can see, I was here last time I showed it, and I have done this. And yes, this took me most of a day, because for each row you go up, it's actually going around twice. You have to do the coloured bits, and then you go back around and fill in the gaps with the white. So it's not just one row, next row, next row, next row, and it grows quite quick. Each row is 2 goes around. And again, that's all I'm saying about that pattern, because it's not my pattern. So it looks like I haven't actually achieved a lot, but the bigger it is, the more stitches it takes to go around, and you have to do each round twice. So technically I've only done 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like I've done 4 rows. Actually, I've done 8. So that's just how this pattern works, and hopefully Mike will be able to help me. We're not going to get it all in frame. It's gotten big, guys. But there it is. I can't even see what you can see. There we go. It is stunning. I love it. And I am going to keep going now until I run out of the 9 balls of white. So however big it gets after 9 balls of white, that is where I'm leaving it. I am not asking Yarny Fairy Godmother to send me a 3rd lot. I'm not. Because she now needs it for hers, right? But I am going to use all the white because you use more of the white than you do of the colour because you're using your clusters with this one. But when those 9 are finito, the blanket is finito, and I've already put 2 in. So I'm steaming ahead. It's not going to get like miles bigger, but it's still going to grow a little bit. And I think it will cover the majority of my king size bed when I'm done. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But that is my 2 colour granny square, patterned by Olga Poltava, yarn generously gifted to me twice by Yarny Fairy Godmother. Thank you ever so much. And a forever keepsake to remind me of that wonderful lady that just keeps blessing us beyond our wildest dreams. And a super cute and pretty blanket to have on my bed in the winter. Because Mike's a hot bod. He always runs hot. He can't deal with quilts and jammies and layers, and he just gets so hot and sweaty, whereas I need to be a caterpillar. I need to be a cocoon. I am probably in 2 or 3 layers of clothing and a thick duvet and sometimes a blanket, and sometimes, guys, I even have to wear socks because I feel the cold in the winter so bad. We are the opposites in that respect. So a nice heavy thick blanket like this for the winter, and winter's coming. I'm going to be a very happy mum for this winter with this blanket. And with that one, I am using my 4mm Clover and More, and I'm using the Patterns Canadiana in white and the Spun Colours by Premier in the colour Lakeside. There we go. So there is that. Oh, Rolo's let off gas under the table and it really stinks. He does this to me every time. It's almost like it's a personal challenge to see how much he can do to make me react. Smelly boy. Okay, so that is that. The next thing I'm going to talk about is... oh, Lala. You silly, silly lady. I love you to pieces. But what have you done? Everyone, and I mean everyone that I speak to in the YouTube streets pretty much, has taken you up on your double duck dare. Now, I know it doesn't count until they get to Lannan, but we're all making them like Billy-O. And when these packages finally get to Lannan, you will probably be making granny squares for the rest of the year. I'm just saying. Because, oh dear, what did you do? You're fabulous for doing it, though. Thank you for trying to help the kids even more than we are all already as it is. So again, go and watch my community spirit video, guys, where I explain in more detail. But the lovely Lannan over at Nina's Knots Crochet, I'll put her channel link down in the description as well. She hates making granny squares. Hates it. Funnily enough, so does Lala, who is Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. I'll put her channel link down in my description as well. They both hate making granny squares, but Lannan also knows that shipping is going to be unachievable for some people to donate blankets to Boggy Creek Camp. So, she is doing #SendMeYourSquares. Basically, she is asking us, content creators and non-content creators, whoever wants to get involved worldwide, to send her 5-inch granny squares. When she receives them, she is gonna join them all together to the measurements that are required for Boggy Creek, which again is 35 to 40 wide, 40 to 50 long, that's inches. And she will make as many blankets as people send squares to donate to the Boggy Creek campaign. So she hates making the squares but loves joining them. I love making the squares but hate joining them. We're the complete opposite. So to add on to that, Lala, Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, has put out a double duck dare. She's got a video on her channel. Go check that one out, guys, where she says for every 17 granny squares that people send Lannan with a note, the note is key. You can send your 17 squares, but if it doesn't have this note, Lala's not making them. The note has got to say, I took up the Double Duck Dare challenge. Here are my 17 squares, And if you put quack, quack, she'll do more. She is saying she will make 3 extra granny squares for every 17 that gets sent with a note. If you put quack, quack, she'll do more than 3. It may be 4, it may be 5, I don't know. I think Lala's got thousands of squares that she needs to be concentrating on making, and I don't think she realises how many this means. I think all of her other whips are going to be horrifically neglected for these squares, but for an amazing cause. So, what's Manfa been up to, you wonder, with these squares? Well, I shall tell you. I had already made 30. I've shown you them. They're in this bag. I've already showed you them 30. So, I thought, right. Then Lala's Double Duck Dare came out, and I'm like, well, fine. It's not a problem, Lala. Not a problem whatsoever. I've already done 30, but that is not 2 lots of 17. It wasn't a multiple of 17, because for every multiple, she'll do 3 as well. So I'm like, well, I need to get it to at least 34, because that's 2 lots of 17. So I pulled out a Lion Brand Mandala Ombre. I had a one skein wonder. Couldn't really do anything else with it. There you go, Mandala Ombre. This is in the colour Mantra. 4 weight, 5.3 ounces or 150 grams, 344 yards or 315 metres, 100% acrylic, and it is machine washable and dryable. Perfect. I managed to get this amount of squares from it, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I got 16 out of that cake. So that now put me to 46, well over the 34 that I needed for 2 lots of 17, right? So now I'm like, well, now I'm closer to 3 lots of 17, but 3 lots of 17 is 51. I'm only at 46. I need 5 more. I'm pulling out the big guns. I've got a Hobie Mega Ball here, 4 weight, Aran Mega Ball. And I thought, this time, I'll just add those 5 to make it up to 51. So that's 3 lots of 17, which is 9 squares, Lala. 9 squares. I will be sending them with a note, and I will be saying quack, quack. So it's going to be more than 9 squares when Lenan reads out my note on air as well. And in the meantime, so I'll be weaving in these ends on my live on Saturday, and then I'll be putting them in an envelope and shipping them to Lenan for her to join them together and do all her wonderfulness. And in the meantime, when the ends are weaved in and that package is sailing its way or flying its way to Florida, I'm going to be turning the rest of this into granny squares as well. And then depending on how many more I get out of this, I will make sure it's a multiple of 17. And they'll be going to Lenan as well. So 9 plus already owing Lala when these get there. Plus more, because this is big. Okay? So, I see ya. I hear ya. I'm coming to get ya. But it's all in good fun, guys. It is all in good fun. And the fact that Lala is going to be making so many of these things that she absolutely detests making. I love them. I could make them all day long. Lala really can't stand it. And the fact that she is putting herself through this for those super sick kids at Boggy Creek Camp is amazing. So Lala, all joking aside, you are an amazing human being. And we all thank you for it, because you are getting even more people in on this community spirit drive, which means more and more kids are going to benefit from it in the long term, because Lala, you are amazing, and thank you so much for doing that. We love you muchly. And anyway, less of the soppy rubbish, right? Because you don't do soppy, do you? It's fine. I'm going to get rid of that soppy. So Lala, beat that. So there are my squares for Lenan to turn into a blanket for Boggy Creek Camp. Again, go and check out Lenan's channel. She's got videos explaining what she's doing about #SendMeYourSquares. Check out Lala's video about the Double Duck Dare Challenge. Get all the information you need. And even if you've only got 1 or 2 or just enough yarn or time to make 1 or 2, they all count, guys. It's not going to cost a lot for just 1 or 2 in a little envelope. And if you can do a few more, great. There's no limit. And Linan is taking the squares up until the end of November. Lala's challenge ends 15th of October. If your package arrives after 15th of October, even if it's 17 with the note, doesn't count. It's got to be there before the 15th. But for Linan, she will take squares up until the end of November. So we have quite a big section of time to get as many squares in as we can, to make as many blankets as we can. Go check out all my friends down below, guys. I would really appreciate it. We've got to help each other out. Now, finally, and then Mike gets a chance to speak. I have been participating in hashtag Moo's Flower Power Cal, and I still don't know whether it's 2023 on the end or not. I will have to look that up like I do every time I do a make for it. Anyway, Crafty Moo Sarah, one of my other lovely friends, I will link her channel down below, go and do all the things for her, is running a crochet along. It started April and I think it's ending next May. It's basically for 12 months. It's a year-long thing. If you get in an entry every month for those 12 months, you'll be put into a draw to win one of 3 prizes. I'm not really in it for the prizes. I'm in it to support Moo, which is what I call her. There's no offence there. She's my Moo. She's cool with it. And it's flower power, so it needs to be flower or plant themed, guys. Well, I found a pattern that I really, really, really wanted to do because I thought it was cute. But I had to check with Moo whether it would count because it's a mushroom. And she said, yes, absolutely. In her world, a mushroom is a plant. Now, you can argue that it's a fungus, and you can argue that it's not really a plant. Mike tried to do that. And I'm like, I've already checked with Moo. It's fine. But she said mushrooms do count. So if you've been thinking of mushroom makes, toadstool makes, but you weren't quite sure, I am telling you that Moo says it is a-okay. So go make a mushroom if you want. It's cool. Now, this is supposed to be a jewellery holder. So, let me just show you. Okay, it's a mushroom. It's a mushroom. Okay, it is a mushroom. Now, my bottom bit's a bit floppy. I might have to get my stiffy on it. That's fabric stiffener. Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm going to have to put my fabric stiffener on the bottom to make it a little less flimsy. But in this trinket tray around the bottom, they put like rings that you wear on your fingers or toes. They put stud earrings here in the top and dangly earrings off the edge. That kind of thing, jewellery holder. But I thought, because we are crafty mostly in this community, you could put your little cheap plastic stitch markers that we've all got millions of in the bottom, or your bougie stitch markers that you want to keep safer and as, you know, decoration purposes, or just in a safe place. You can dangle them around the edge of your mushroom, and then in the top you can put your darning needles and your pins. So it can be like a pin cushion stitch marker tray combination. And it's a mushroom, so it counts for Moo's Flower Power Cal. So this is my August entry into that crochet along. Now you still can join in, but obviously if you're just going to join in now, you won't be eligible for the giveaways. But that's okay. It's fun to do something plant or flower orientated once a month. It makes you go looking for things that you may not necessarily have thought to make before, like this. Now I am not 100% happy with this. Nothing to do with the tutorial. I will put the tutorial down in the description box. I believe it's from a lady called Viv Crochets. It's a 25 or so minute long tutorial. It's a really quick make, isn't it? I did this in about 2 hours. Because normally amigurumi's single crochet. This is all double crochet. And that is what I'm not happy about. Because again, Manfa didn't learn her lesson. The lady in the tutorial was using a 4-weight yarn and a 4mm clover. So I got my 4mm clover. But Manfa didn't pick 4-weight yarn, did she? No, she went and picked DK yarn, which is a 3-weight. So if I had made the connection for my DK yarn, I should have gone down hook sizes. And because I didn't, I've now got really huge gaping gaps in it, guys. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but you can see the stuffing through it because it's double crochets. And then on the top where you decrease, that's really bad. That is not Manfa's normal standard. But that's because Manfa didn't think about it again. She was in a rush, she was on a time crunch, and she ballsed it up, basically. So don't do a Manfa. Watch the tutorial and use the yarn and the hook she recommends. But the yarn I did use very, very quickly is Devanti. You can only get this in the UK, and I believe it's from the range in the purple berry colourway, and it's all cotton. 100% cotton, 155 metres. It's literally all they tell you, guys. Purple berry. And then I had some rainbow 88 in white, or colour 02. And then for the green, I had some Rickarumi DK in colour 50, 50. Oh, he's losing his dress. He's naked yarn. And he's a tiny little baby one. Oh, and again. He doesn't want to stay dressed in front of the camera. I need to put him away because he's rude. So yeah, I just grabbed some cotton out of my stash. I whipped this up, entered it into Moo's Flower Power Cowl. It's not my best work. I'm not happy with the end result. I should have gone down a hook size, but lesson learned. If I was to make another one, I know what to do different. And that is the whole point of our craft sometimes, guys. We need to figure out how to get the best results. And sometimes it doesn't happen on the very first go. And it's lovely sat like that. But look, it is proper floppy when I'm not. So it does need stiffening. But that is my little purple-headed mushroom. Now it's Mike's turn.
Well, I'm not going to keep you for too long, guys, because I've only got one thing.
Yep.
But I am doing The Beautiful Friends shawl by Ursula. OM Granny Square.
Yeah.
Loving your pattern, by the way, Ursula. Thank you very much.
I will link her YouTube and her Ravelry where we got the pattern down below. And it is a paid for pattern again, guys, but again, worth every penny. Did you move your stitch marker?
I did.
Yay! Upside down.
Yeah.
And wrong way round.
There it is.
There we go. Look, he's proper getting into the colour changes now, guys. And that was where he was last time you saw it. So he has just completed this section. He's moving on. He's moving on up to the next section, guys.
I certainly have.
But there we go. And it is just so gorgeous. So we've got yellows, oranges. And now can finally people see what colours come in. Because we've had some guesses and the majority of you have not been correct. Now you should be able to get it from that, surely. Surely. It's purple. But look at the sparkle. So his big ball of sunshine is now tinier and it's not going to be sunshine for much longer.
It's setting.
The sun is setting. I like that. The sun is setting. But that just means the shawl is getting more and more gorgeous, in my opinion.
It just means that the shawl's halfway finished.
Yes, yes it does. And what hook are you using?
4mm clover.
Yeah. And the yarn is a Sultan Deluxe Shine from Hobie.
Colour 8.
Colour number 8.
Don't remember the rest of it.
1,093 yards, 2-weight. That's all you really need to know. It's a 2-weight of 1,093 yards, and he's using a 4mm clover, colour number 8. Go look on the Hobie site. Not that I'm trying to enable you, because you can't be on that site and not buy if your name's Manfa. But anyway, you do you. Yes, so Hug is halfway done. Moo's Flower Power Cowl for August is done. I have made progress on both my blankets, and I have accepted the Double Duck Dare challenge, and I have surpassed expectations. It's been a good crochet week, guys. It's been bloody fantastic. And we did the tile of the week, like I said, his first time doing mosaic. Go check that video out. It was awesome. So that is our crochet catch up for today. Sorry to have kept you a little while, but there was lots to talk about and lots to show. Please come back tomorrow for that yarn haul that I promised. And our live 4 p.m. Eastern, straight after Granny D. Love to see you there. It's our favourite time of the week, so please do come and hang out with us if you can. And then beyond that, I don't know what I've got planned. I wing it a lot, but I manage to always find something because there is always daily content here at Manfa's Makes. Keep clicking back, guys. We really appreciate it. But until then,
stay safe.
Be kind.
Look after one another.
Get some good quality time in with your loved ones.
Get some good quality crafting time in.
We will see you in the next one.
Around the issue streets.
Bye. Love you.